So for example, taking a look at this, I'll try to find the at least the side of this, and just putting in this rectangle. So I'm making it large enough that I can shade this pretty easily. Just sketching that out. And again, you do have this pattern, so I'm just going to plot it in there, just the easiest way. If I did cross the diagonals, that's giving me the ability to make the plus and minus, and that shape is going to appear somewhere in here. So for most purposes, it's pretty rectangular, using almost like a straight edge. But then trying to take a look, once you have the basic layout of it, look at the contour, look at this edge, see if it's tapered. It almost has a little bit of a three-point perspective lying in there. Looking at the bottom of it, just because it's a sketch in there. So this line right here has all this texture to it, so I'm just going to kind of create it with that texture. Round this off and just kind of look for the line. So the contour line on the edge is going to help, as well as the shading. This piece isn't really straight, it's kind of curved, arched. So just making that arch and doing the same on this side. So again, starting from the basic beginning part, taking a look at the shading. Now, like I said, the lighting may be a little abrupt, but I'm kind of pushing that across and building this surface. So even the short stroke is going to give it a little bit of a texture for shortening bread cookie there, and bringing that piece up. So finding that edge. So it's going to be darker along this edge, tapers down here, not necessarily as a flat gradient, but it has a little bit more of the texture. So you've gone from line shape, incorporating the value and the texture. So these line segments that I'm making this pattern brings this part across. And then again, taking a look at the top edge of this, if I want to erase this a little bit, I can do that. But right along this top edge is where it's gradually making a tone, going from dark to light. Back in there. It kind of has a light gradient going from top to bottom there. And then for this pattern, like I said, if you get lost on any of the organic part, go back to the mechanical section, and then it'll soften up much easier. So here's a rectangular or square in perspective. Just kind of placing it on there. And then when you take a look at those edges, since it is the crummy section of it, making that porousness. And again, creating it like that shape. And I can see I have to make this a little bigger on this part, so it touches. Blends that together. Okay. And again, as you zoom into this, you'll see even more detail that you can incorporate. So it's one nice thing from the reference. And then trying to push these values a little bit. Go back and find some of the detail along these edges too. Now I'm overdoing it on the values compared to the reference, but like I said, just trying to get you thinking that style there. again, try to look at this back edge where you lose it, kind of fade it in a little bit. Bring that together. So there you have it, just kind of an object sketch right from the beginning there.